Hi, welcome to my continuing vlog on all things Sade. I've been contacted by a lot of Sade fans since putting up this YouTube footage, or this footage onto YouTube in regards to the early Sade years from 1983 or 82-83 onwards, before the singer signed her solo deal with CBS. Basically this blog is all about the original Sade band, and the original Sade band was actually a Hull band. It was formed by three Hull musicians: myself, Paul Denman came from Hull, Stuart Matthewman came from Hull. So basically the band responsible for all the work on the first Diamond Life album was a Hull band. And all the members in the band were specifically born in Hull and travelled down to London. That's where we met the singer. Now, there is some hype and spin put out by the band that the band actually consisted of Andrew Hale in the beginning. Andrew Hale, Paul Denman, Stuart Matthewman and the singer Helena Dew. This was incorrect, and Andrew Hale was also not in the band Pride. The band Pride was fueled by the same musicians, myself, Stuart and Paul, with a backing band in Pride. So not only did we instigate the music in Pride and drive that forward, we also created the music for the band Sade. Now within Pride we also worked with Barbara Robinson, one of the singers from Pride, and we were working on her solo set prior to Helena Dew, the singer, taking over our band and calling it her own. Basically that happened after some not fallouts, but some decision to go it alone with the three members from Hull and the singer Helena Dew, and I think she took control of the band at that point, and we said goodbye to Pride. But basically the Sade band was formed and created by three musicians from Hull, essentially. Now Hull, Kingston upon Hull is 200 miles north east of London, and basically it's been an incubator for many acts. David Bowie's early career, his early bands, Spiders from Mars, Mick Ronson, his right hand man, he's the guy who wrote music with. In fact, I think Ronson was more instrumental in Bowie's career than Bowie himself. Bowie took a lot of influences from Ronson, Mick Ronson being one of the Spiders from Mars. So the same thing happened again. Trevor Bolder, Woody Woodmansey, Mick Ronson were a Hull band. David Bowie lived in Hull at some time. Hull is an incubator for many things to happen because it's 200 miles away from London. It's a little village. Even though it's a city, it's a village out on a limb, a city out on a limb, so it becomes a village. And things are created. Roland Gift, one of our friends from the 1979 scene, he met the Beat in London, he was from Hull. Fatboy Slim came from Hull, he was in the House Martins. Beautiful South, they were a Hull band. The singer was from Sheffield, but they were the band were from Hull. Everything But the Girl met in Hull. And now we have bands like the Paddingtons, who are a Hull band, still making an impression on the music scene. So Hull's responsible for a lot of musical careers and a lot of directions in music. So basically, going back to the band Sade, Andrew Hale, who is now a nucleus of the current band, he joined in late '83 after all the work had been done. We basically spent a lot of time in New York and in London, and we spent a lot of time in Solid Light rehearsal studios writing the songs. And Andrew came along after approaching the manager after we played Ronnie Scott's in London. Still as a three-piece from Hull, he came along. He came down to the studio and he just basically busked along. I mean, everything had been done, he just slotted in. Myself, Paul and Denman and Stuart Matthewman used to have a three-piece jazz trio called PSP, We used to play London, we used to play like the Fridge and the Hope and Anchor, and we used to play a pretty cool little jazz set. And one of the songs, Snakebite, was taken onto the first album. Basically, Andrew Hale got the credit for Snakebite, even though he never wrote it. He was basically not around at the time. He added some keyboards at Power Plant Studios, but that's as far as he went. The song was actually written by myself, Paul and Stuart. It was called Snakebite, and that was from the band PSP. So a lot of things were taken from Pride. The song Diamond Life that Ray St. John wrote in Pride became Smooth Operator. And then the singer Helena Du called the album Diamond Life. So she took a lot of influences, a lot of material from Pride, and a lot of aspects of what the whole band created were taken into the studios with Robin Miller, and we more or less shaped what Sade was to become. Robin Miller took his production to his level and created that first album, and the rest is history. It's still I think the biggest album for a UK female singer, and all down primarily to three whole musicians: myself, Paul Denman, Stuart Matthewman. Lots of people have jumped on the bandwagon in '84. Andrew Hale joined the band in late '83, got a lot of publishing allocated to him, and everybody, including the record company, have benefited from the early work.